Um, Today I thought I'd talk about a body of work I did some years ago on Cader Idris, which for those of you perhaps outside Wales is a mountain at the southern edge of Wyddfa, Snowdonia National Park. And it's a mountain that's kind of fascinated me for a long time before I decided to make a body of work just on that geographic location. Because it's featured in a number of bodies of work that I'd made around the landscape before that. So I decided I would just do one body of work. It's quite a small geographic area, but it's a really interesting mountain because it's featured quite heavily in the history of landscape painting in Wales, the history of the Romantic painting movement, and was visited by a large number of very prominent painters from the UK and abroad during the late 18th and early 19th century. So it became very prominent and almost an icon of landscape representation. And I thought I would try and get to the bottom of this and what fascinated so many people about this mountain. This is one of the images that I made of it. I also made a limited edition portfolio of platinum prints just on one part of that mountain, and I'll be showing some of these in the video later on. And a book was published at the time I made the work, a beautifully printed book, printed in duotone. It has reproductions of the black and white prints in duotone, and it has 4-color reproductions of some of the platinum prints as well. And I actually thought this book had sold out some time ago, but I was looking in one of my store cupboards here in the studio, and I found a small bundle of them. So if anybody's interested, there are just a handful of these books still available, and they're beautifully printed by Southwestern Printers in Caerphilly, and it was published by Aberystwyth University School of Art. And as I say, I have a handful of these still available, and I'll put the link in the description, but you can also go to my website, and there's a link on the homepage to my big cartel page, and I'll put a few of these for sale. UK only, I'm afraid, because of postage and so on. But it's your last chance to buy what was only a limited edition in the first place. So once again, many thanks for watching. Please click subscribe button if you can. Helps me to gauge the interest in what I'm doing, and help me to grow the channel, and puts me in contact with those of you who might have queries and inquiries. So thanks for watching, and we'll chat to you again at the end and sum up what we've talked about. Thank you. This is a large-scale Ordnance Survey map of the Cader summit and associated peaks, showing the several ways up to the summit. I first became aware of the mountain really, I think, through this painting, a reproduction of which used to hang in the Winstay Hotel in Machynlleth, and I became fascinated by it and found it was painted by Richard Wilson, who actually lived not far away in Penegos. This is me on my first exploratory trip up the mountain with the large format camera, and I think it was that time I decided to carry on with the body of work. And I think over the years I made about 20 trips up and down the mountain, photographing in all winds, all weathers, trying to capture as many aspects of the mountain that I could, whilst at the same time I was researching the art history of the mountain and realised that it had actually been photographed by quite a large number of people, and painted indeed, during the late 18th, early 19th century. This is the 7x5 camera made for me by John Nesbitt, very close to the summit. Beautiful camera which I carried up and down all that time. While I was making the work, and before that, I began to make drawings and notebook notes of each photograph that I took. And these are just a few from a later body of work, just to give you an idea of the kind of notes that I would make at the time, and the drawings just as an aide-memoire. On the lower slopes of the mountain is a really interesting ancient oak forest, and I decided to do a separate body of work on this, making platinum prints. And also, at the time I took the photographs, I wrote a little haiku for each of the photographs that I took, and these all ended up as a limited edition of 10 platinum prints, a portfolio of 10, together with the haiku that I wrote. This is the camera on a misty day, and here are some more images I made. These were all large silver prints, again taken in all kinds of lighting, weather conditions, times of year, so I could get a real flavour and a sense and a feel of the mountain as the years progressed and as the seasons changed, and as the lighting conditions obviously change all the time, especially in mountainous areas. And all in all, it was a very successful body of work. Aberystwyth University published a beautiful book of the work, limited edition, just a few hundred copies, printed in beautiful duotone with essays by myself and Professor Alistair Crawford, and here are just a few pages from that. There are still just a handful of copies left that I discovered in a cupboard just the other day. Well, thanks for watching. I hope that was of interest to you. And once again, please click the subscribe button if you can. It helps me. And don't forget, there are just a few more of these books available. So go to my webpage, my Big Cartel page, and bag one while there's still a few available. Thanks again.